This is the May Myrtle Point School Board meeting. We are recording this meeting. So we're gonna start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're gonna do roll call. Bridget.
Here.
Harry. Here. Justin.
Here.
Me, I'm here. Jared.
Here.
Amanda.
Here.
Okay. Now go to recognitions of visitors. Thank you for coming. Awards, recognition, and correspondence. This was a teacher appreciation last week, and we just want to thank the teachers for all that they do. From how's school? All right. Adjustments to the agenda. Do we have any?
No.
Okay. Public comments on non-agenda items.
None.
All right. Consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Nope. All right, fiscal overview, Lacey.
Okay, we received the seismic grant. I just touched base on that in my little memo that Steve has briefly spoken about. Our auditors gave us our audit report. So our ending fund balance came in at higher than projected. As usual, I'll talk more about the audit during the discussion section. So that would end 22-23 at a 1.7 ending fund balance, which moves that to the beginning fund balance of this year, which now projects our current ending fund balance at 1.4 million. I have not done a hefty amount of moving, which I typically do in May and June. So I will be doing that, and then that will get adjusted and probably will end up being higher by the time I actually do our audit. So we're at the point where we stop spending money and ease that out, and school's closing out, and then we close out a lot of POs, and then we see where we're gonna sit. So it's every year we're increasing that income balance, so it's very nice.
Any questions for Lacey? Hearing none, we'll move on to Steve's superintendent report.
Knowing that we have, well, we will officially receive the seismic, by accepting it as grant money. I will just kind of give you a timeline would be that, probably in the next, 2 weeks, we will get the actual grant, application. Won't be an application, just signing the grant, basically, saying that we will receive the funds. Then I will work with ZCS Architects Engineering Company out of Grants Pass to put together an RFP for the cost of the engineers and architects, because it will be over 50,000 for that particular job. Then we will award that to the actual, maybe not the lowest bidder, but the one that I worked with prior to, I hope. Then we would we'll put another RFP for the actual contract for the contractors. So I would hope that by the 1st of September that we have gone through because the RFPs have to sit for 30 days. So I would hope that by the 1st of September, we have an RFP out for the contractors. So that by the middle of October, we can designate the contractor for the position, for the job, and then start working on timelines for the building. So that basically that kind of gives us 5 months to procure a contractor and start working with the contractors as, kind of timelines. What does the job actually look like? I have an idea, but I'm not positive. So, we're gonna lose some windows on the exterior, some sheer windows. They'll share those in, but there won't be very many. So that process will take place. And like I said, hopefully, May of 26, about this time of the month, we will we'll start contracting, or start the job, with exterior work. And by doing that, it hopefully will not run into September, and that we're pretty much done and buttoned up so that we can, start school on time in the fall of 26. So that's kind of the timelines, that we'll be working with. And like I said, now they don't, as in all contractors, they may not be done, on September 1 of 2026, and we just have to do what we have to do. We worked around them last time. They tried to work from 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night. So they work in the morning and then work at night. So they did both of those. Very often, we didn't have any drilling or, nail guns popping, during the school day, although, it could happen. So just know that, so, and then again, they could not be here, they always, left or quit work while we had buses running, et cetera. So they're very, they respond well to knowing that they work for schools, because that's what a lot of these, that's all these companies do to seismics. So, hopefully, again, I've worked with a couple of the groups, so we'll have that ironed out. So that's the plan, for the seismic. Other than that, 21 days of school left. Just FYI, it's FYI.
Our road here, you gonna make it another winter?
Yeah, it actually did really well. I mean, I'm surprised with one little leak and that was it. And then of course, just FYI, we did have the 3 days of, outdoor school the last week of April. It went well. So that, I mean, and I'm just in the midst of putting together the outdoor school application for next year. So, and I think we're gonna try to go in the fall instead of the spring. If we get in early, better weather. So that's the plan.
All right, any questions for Steve?
Contractors for these or from the city somewhere?
Yeah, so, the Win Elder is one of them that I worked at, did both the bars in Passaic at Port Orford. He did the building, the fireplace thing out at, yes, at Fire Hall, Win did. So I would hope that he'll bid. I hope he's within because he's really good and easy to work with.
From Medford?
From Medford, yep, Medford. There will be probably one from Portland, and potentially one from Roseburg. And we haven't had any Coos County people bid, and I don't expect that there would be any. So that I'm guessing Medford, the one from Roseburg, and then the one from Portland. That would be my guess. And if we got 4, it'd probably be one out of Eugene. So. And they usually, in Port Orford, they stayed on site. All
That's
the
what I
time.
was wondering where.
They stayed on site. Now, where are we gonna put them up? Probably the fairgrounds maybe?
Yeah.
Because they have fifth wheels and trailers. So, and at one time, there was as many as 12 of them. And then it kind of, towards the end, it narrowed down to 5 or 6. But at one time, when they were going in full guns in July and August, there were 12 of them. So they put a lot of things together, so.
Any other questions for Steve? Okay, let's move on to the 23-24 audit report.
Okay, so that was emailed out to you, was it last week, this week, earlier. So we received it a little bit late this year, but next year it's like 4 months away. I'll be on maternity leave, but I'm gonna try to get as much done as I can prior to that. And then Steve has a very good business manager, Don, who maybe he'll ask to help me a little bit to make sure we can get them everything they need before I go out, or, cause I could be able to do some virtual stuff too, cause I can't sit that long for that one. So our net position increased by $300,000 from the previous year, which is good. Our liabilities did increase some, but that's because we added a bus lease and so things will fall off, which we've already discussed earlier in the night. But so they talked about our liabilities in here. Our net position looks good. We increased state school funds, so our revenue increased. So it's kind of balancing out. I had 3 findings, which 2 of them, none of them cost money. They're not monetary. 2 are my CFAs. because, which has to do with grants. So I'm balancing out, I almost did it in a cruel way where we're cash modified. So I have to switch that in my head. So I'm gonna get Dawn's help to look over those next time before I actually present it to them. So that should take care of that. And then one was the same thing. It was a general ledger where it was the previous year, like they didn't match up with the year. And that's because I'm still getting used to the cash modified, but Dawn will straighten me out so that I don't have those repeat errors. Cause I don't want to repeat anything, but I like on it because it gives me a learning experience. But other than that, we're heading in the right direction and that's
There's no findings other than like one.
the things
line
like
item.
the SEPA, yeah.
So.
yeah.
Any questions about the audit? Okay, enrollment report.
For the same, we had like a couple dropped at Maple, then came back, and then we had a couple down at Middle Crest, but we pretty much stayed the same the last.
Okay. Any questions about the enrollment? All right, second reading of JFE, GBN/JBA and JBA/GBN, along with the administrative regulations will stay as they are for OSBA suggestion. Any questions about those? Okay. 9 through 12 health curriculum.
There was a little shot of it in there. It's the only one that's available in Oregon. So we really don't have a whole lot of choices there.
Yeah. All right, any questions regarding the health curriculum?
And it will be available at the high school. They already have had it there for almost a month. We've had it posted on our website and everything else, but we, like, as usual, nobody's came in to look at it.
Okay, so it is available to look at
Yeah, it's Facebook,
in
yeah.
full if you'd like. All right, any questions regarding that? Hearing none, let's go to leave of absent request from Rebecca Jones. Any questions regarding that? There's Article 24 in their union contract that allows for a 1-year leave.
Articles 24 and 25. But we are specifically working with Article 24.
Okay. Any questions regarding that? All right, moving on to the revised 24-25 calendar.
Yes, we would, I'm proposing that, the last day of school this school year, which is, well, is that correct?
Yep.
That we, release 2 hours early, just like a reduced day would be for next year's calendar, so that they, the staffs can get together, because the next day is a checkout day, and they don't. So we just would like to release, we have, the 6th graders are going to the bowling alley. The 7th graders are going to the movie. The 8th graders are going to Laverne Park. The K5 has a quad, well, that's graduation day, kinder graduation, day, and then they have a, all that, not a play day,
Field
but
day.
a field day, so to speak. And the high school, I'm not sure, is that, you can fill me in, Miss Gray.
We're surviving, I don't know.
Okay, so, but no finals that specific day, correct? In that checkout day?
Yeah,
Yeah, book checkout, et cetera. So,
we have a checkout list they have to do.
right,
Honestly, this is my first year actually being there the last day, because I always did junior high leadership, so
there you go. Okay, that's right. So anyways, that's the plan. And so the buses would run 2 hours before they usually run. So is what that really means. Just 2 hour early release. And since it is a change in the calendar, it needs to be approved.
Any questions? All right, hearing none, let's move on to public comment regarding agenda items. Do you have any? Okay. Action items. Approve the 23-24 audit report.
I make a motion to approve the 2023-2024 audit report as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any against, say nay. Okay. Accept seismic rehabilitation grants.
I make a motion to accept the seismic rehabilitation grant.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any against, say nay. Okay. Adopt JFE.
I make a motion to adopt JFE.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any against? Okay. Adopt health curriculum.
Make a motion to adopt the health curriculum.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any against? Okay. Approve leave of absence under MPEA contract, Article 24, Sections A and C.
Let's see.
No.
I approve the leave of absence, or I make a motion to approve the leave of absence under MPEA contract Article 24, sections A and C.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any against? Okay. Approve the 24-25 revised calendar.
I make a motion to approve the 2024-2025 revised calendar.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any against?
We will get that out to the public very quickly, making sure everybody knows that there are kids at home that have 2 hours. So that will be all the media that we have.
Okay. We have a second budget meeting on May 19th. For any who would like to join.
Is that 5 PM again? Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, and move on to announcements, graduation and senior night.
Haley just wants to know how many of you plan on attending graduation.
Out there.
What day is that?
It is on
The 7th. Right?
Saturday.
Saturday, 7th.
Okay, I can.
so everybody.
Thanks to you.
And then on the senior night is the Tuesday before. If any of you are interested in doing the, handing out like an award.
I can't do.
That's fun. Those are the fun things to do.
So all 4 of you guys,
That's called chicken night.
I'm unsure.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for senior, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go to the order. Let's start with Amanda.
I'm gonna do a quick recap on Myrtle Point High School's OSET team. This year we had 5 OSET members, and they all qualified in multiple events to go to state, which is a big deal. They wear our colors and they represent our school. And even though a majority of them are homeschool kids, they are athletes in other branches of school also, including, basketball and different things. So Matt Coleman made it to state in 6 events, Ryan Bell in 6 events, Zoe Wirch made it in 4 events, Brianna Tolman in 5 events, and Matea Heberbrand made it to state in 3 events. Medals, Michaela Tolman took home reserve state champion in dressage, team state champions in Canadian flags. Ryan Bell took a state champion medal in individual flags and reserve state champion in the 4-man drill team. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched that, but it is elaborate and very difficult. And you can find videos of them online if you look up MPHS OSET team, but that's all for those kids.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bridget.
I was able to attend the, I think it's Juniors, we call it, and it was great. Such a great reminder as you see the kids come through, great manners, so polite, the kids in there. And so it just really filled me up on why we do this. Thank you for the opportunity.
Jared.
I'm glad to see that the greenhouse is a thing. Maybe, so I'm pretty sure it's been on the menu since I started the board, so, that'd be interesting to see it constructed, so, sad to see the bus was told out, but it happens. So, that's what I got.
Okay. Terry. I've been gone, so I'm way behind on events, but, I'm glad to hear that the school is doing well, budget wise. And, we're not like some of the other districts that have had to cut and lay off and kill and die. And the kids in sports are doing excellent. That's good news for the community. Got it?
Justin.
Same with you, like Terry said about the budget, I'm glad to see we're doing great there, got that seismic grant, it's gonna be awesome for the school, get it all updated. Everything's going good, excited for the end of the school year, and the track team, my son's runs track, and they broke the short relay school record, they've been there for 25 years, like 3 weeks ago, so that was exciting, awesome.
I think we have some middle school kids that are mopping it up right now.
Yeah, they had, yeah, they
Like
did.
Wyatt is like out there breaking records, I'm pretty sure right now.
Yeah, you did.
All right, I am super impressed by our OSET team. I think they do an amazing job. And they're very dedicated to that, and it shows, obviously, with all those medals and their awards
Oh, yeah.
going to state, so that's really cool. I got to do the Kitchen Heroes, which was a lot of fun, it always is. The kids are always, they're always so nice, but they always look at you like, who are you? Why are- But they were very nice and polite about it. And, you know, it's just the seismic grant coming in is really awesome. We're heading in the right direction. Definitely looking through our budget. We can see that we're heading in the right direction, and that's always a plus and a good thing. So with that, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Or six.
Zooming right along.
Thank you,
Thank you, Julie.
Julie.